Defers to Booker for the long range.
P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns Fans podcast. I am your host, Gavin, and we are joined today. Oh, by the way, before I do introduce who we're joined by, do you notice we've started on time today? And do you notice that there's no attendance of everyone's favorite piece of shit? That's all I'm going to say about that. We're joined by everyone's favorite Aussie Suns fan in Singapore, who is Australian, because I don't want to rub anyone in Singapore up the wrong way if you're Singaporean. Nate, how are you going, my friend?
Rough as guts. Good thing we went late today because I was not awake at 8:30. I think I woke up at 8:45 and just went, shit, I've missed the pod.
I did. We were talking about going pre-game, just so that everyone's aware that was watching. And Nate clearly didn't see any of the messages after, and then sent me a message and went, I'm sitting here waiting for everyone. I'm really hungover. Are we potting or not? And then a follow-up 30 seconds later that said, don't worry, I just checked the chat. I'll see you guys this afternoon. So that was how Nate's day went.
So you were there like a few hours ago already?
Like 8 a.m. his time this morning.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yep. So, hey, look, I love the dedication, unlike some others we may mention. But we're also joined by our favorite, clearly the person who comes on the most. Whenever I send a message to him and go, hey, Boyd's screwed us again. He doesn't want to come on. Justin, are you free? Always jumps on, always helps us out. Justin, thanks for coming again, my friend.
No problem, man. Thanks for making it sound like I have no life or friends. That's fantastic. Much appreciated. But it's true. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like if it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, I'm probably not doing anything and I'm probably awake. So I'm more than happy to hop on. I always enjoy hopping on with you guys. I can't help but have a good time, obviously. Yeah. And I'd also like to point out that our podcast, Fanning the Flames, if you're not aware, we have a history, a tendency, a reputation perhaps for starting late as well, but I'm here on time. So much like you're suggesting, perhaps it's not your guys' fault. Maybe it's also not mine on our side of things. Just putting it out there.
That makes a lot of sense and really well timed. So we've kind of got a flow now, Justin. We've got drops that Nate's created, everything like that. So we're just going to get stuck straight in to how we operate now. And of course, it's time to wrap it up.
All right, look, don't worry, Brick. We got your back, okay? First things first, we need to get you a little protection. Ah, there it is. Brian Fantana's glorious cabinet of condoms.
So we've had a huge week of Suns basketball since we potted last Sunday. 5 games, a 5-game slate. So there's a lot to talk about in this, and hopefully we can get through it kind of all right, because we probably don't remember the first 2 anyway. But we started the week with a game against San Antonio in Phoenix with a 111 to 102 point win. Dylan Brooks, 25 points, Mark Williams, 11 rebounds, and Devin Booker, 7 assists. Followed that up with a home game against the Houston Rockets. We were undermanned. Of course, KD did not come into town, which started an entirely new Twitter war. But we dropped that game 92 to 114. Dylan Brooks, 29 points. Nick Richards. Mark Williams didn't play that because it was a back-to-back. Nick Richards, 11 rebounds. Devin Booker, 5 assists. Then we went and traveled to Sacramento for an NBA Cup Day game. 112 to 100 victory. Once it was that one was the Mark Williams show. 21 points, 16 rebounds, and of course our favorite Dizzy Gillespie had 9 assists. Then we traveled to OKC NBA Cup game. 119 to 123 point loss. That's the game I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into with you guys. But Dizzy, 24 points, Mark Williams, 14 rebounds, and Book 6 assists. And then, of course, today against Denver, the most disappointing game of the week. A loss. I didn't write the score down, so shoot me. Brooks, 27 points. There you go. Dylan Brooks, 27 points. Also, 8 rebounds. Book 7 assists. And because you're the guest, Justin, how did you see this week?
Man, I mean, good, fine, up and down. I don't know. I don't know what to take away from this week, because I feel like I could sit here and make an argument that it was I won't say strong week. It was, I don't want to say disappointing either, because I feel like we have to have tempered expectations. I can say that every game that we lost for a particular reason. And I can say, hey, we had the fight. We showed the fight. We showed the effort on the court that we want to see. We saw some fantastic performances out of some guys, right? So the week as a whole, I mean, we were 2-3. Is that right then? Am I doing the math right?
It's exactly how we do too.
Why the fuck why am I pussyfooting around? I'm trying to make it sound like it was fine. It wasn't fine. I didn't like the week. 2-3 is not ideal. It's not what I like. But at the end of the day, we also lost those 3 games to 3 of the better teams in the West. And we were underhanded, shorthanded. So, yeah, I'll call it a wash then, maybe. Look, I just fucking convinced myself that it wasn't so bad. I'm a good lawyer.
You are. You've done well. And Nate, of course, this is exactly how we predicted it.
Yeah.
In the face of boy.
Unfortunately.
But what I do want to say is I've walked out of this week a little bit differently to how I thought I would. Wiping today's game, right? Because it was the 5th game in 7 days. But that performance against OKC has me a lot more confident in what this team can dish up. Right? Even though it was a 2-3 week, I sort of sit there and go, that performance against OKC was really, really heartening, right? So how did you see the week, Nate?
Well, look, I mean, the first game that we both said, yeah, we'll pick that up was SAC. That was like the one that was the easy tick. The other 4 games were not easy games, not even San Antonio, really. But I mean, you just try to think back, like 5 games in 7 days. I barely even remember the San Antonio game. The Houston one, I remember sitting there going, fuck, this is a fun game. It was just a fun watch. And then OKC was the one we all had marked on the calendar because it meant something. You know, the NBA Cup counts for something, and it was our first, I think, real test with the squad. I think Mark Williams looked great in the games where he appeared. I think, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing him fully healthy to see what he does consistently out there, so we don't have to put that fuckstain Nick Richards on the court at all.
Yeah, we'll get to him. We'll get to him. Don't worry, we'll get to him.
And we say, you said what, 5 games in 7? It was also 9 because we played Minnesota the Friday before the San Antonio game. So we had 2 back-to-back sets this week. And that's the other thing. I guess it's like that obviously took a toll, I think, on the team. We're I keep wanting to say underhanded. Maybe it's because we have Dylan Brooks on our team now. I don't know. We were undermanned, but also playing this ridiculously jam-packed schedule. The Suns, over the course of the season, I chat GPT'd this. That's my life now. My wife did this to me. Play 16 back-to-back sets, which is the most in the league, or at least tied for the most in the league with like 4 other teams. Of course, teams that play like the least would be like the Lakers, teams that you would perhaps expect to play the least. But you see a game like, a game like the OKC game last night, and even the game here tonight, you see the energy coming out of the gates, and then you see we just kind of fall behind. And I think that's certainly,
which is not surprising, right? That's not surprising with 6 in 9 days. That's not surprising. Our second half today was not surprising to me.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where I guess I'm going to assume that it has to balance out throughout the course of the year, and perhaps we're going to be a little more spread out as we get into the season later, which ultimately, if you ask me, if you ask me when I would want this team to have to go through not just a difficult part of the schedule, but like a rigorous part of the schedule, meaning a lot of games in a short period of time, and test out durability of players, and when players are out, what other guys do to step up, and what, the offense looks like when Book's getting all sorts of, blitzes thrown at him or what have you. I'd rather have them deal with that crap now than in March or April. So I guess silver lining, I'll say that. What's going on?
Yeah, look, and I don't disagree at all. Voida, that's very harsh. Are you in a bad mood?
I thought it was going to be a short joke or something.
Yeah,
But
so you certainly don't have the patience for John today.
It's very nasty, John. I think Nate would like an apology.
Should he be on his own fucking podcast about now?
He didn't even show up to his podcast.
I just want to make sure too, that was his first comment, and it was indeed. Well done, Void. I love you. Yeah, that
this
one
is much more appropriate. This is much more appropriate. He's fuck Jake. Nate, one of the things Nate brought up there, and I guess it's a flow on from the comment about the OKC game, is even though Houston beat us pretty comfortably in the end, that was kind of the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game. Mm-hmm. That game, we were in that game up to our elbows, up to our ears, right until the end of that game, with sort of 5 or 6 minutes to go. And I will go back to this comment and just ignore the Nate part though, right? we did lose 3 of the games this week, and that's painful. You don't want to lose more games than you win over the course of the week. But I don't know your thoughts, guys, but for my wrap up, I walk out of this week with even more optimism on the ability of this team to compete, because that Houston game, we absolutely competed the whole way through that game in the Houston game. And then the OKC game, God damn it. If Mark Williams secured that ball, we had a shot at winning the game. Let alone,
right towards the end when Colin Gillespie almost pulls that steal off the sideline. That was
that's the one I'm talking about. He flicked it back in to Mark Williams.
We scored. We're in overtime, essentially.
Well, and that's the whole thing. He flicked that back. If Mark Williams secures that with 4.5 seconds to go, we've still got a timeout, and we get a shot at winning the game or going to overtime. I don't know about you guys, and chat, you can throw in whatever you want. I watched that entire game going, just don't lose by 20.
Yeah,
I want to go through to the next round of the NBA Cup. It's that's the level that we're sort of sitting at, that I'm going, if we can hold on and qualify for the NBA Cup, that's a great achievement by this team with so many injuries and so short-handed going into the games, as you mentioned, Justin.
A couple of times
we've been short-handed. But this team battles. So all I wanted them to do was just stay within 20 points of OKC to qualify. Next thing I know, we're down to the last 30 seconds, and I'm going, holy shit, we can win.
Yeah, yesterday I was watching the back half of that on my phone on the bus into the city, and I was going to go to the golf shops, and I'm sitting out in the middle of Orchard Avenue on my phone watching the last, because it was so close. I'm just sitting on the sidewalk watching my phone for the rest of the game because I didn't want to miss it. It was a hell of a finish.
I was on a flight home, and I was streaming it, and halfway through the fourth quarter, I think it was, I started contemplating whether I should turn it off, because I'm like, if I have one of those outbursts that sometimes I can't control on a plane, that might not be the best situation. But then luckily, or not luckily, the internet on the plane started getting all wonky, and I was watching bits and pieces of what was happening, and I got frustrated and turned it off. And was just following on the real time.
I was coaching junior basketball, and got, with 4 minutes to go in the game, had to start our game, and coached the first 12 minutes of the first half with my phone in my hand, watching the girls basketball and looking down and just checking out what was going on. So very, very committed to the girls junior basketball.
But so and like, let me at least comment on what you're saying, Gavin, about kind of feeling more optimistic. I'm with you. Although I guess I hesitate because I feel like I'm always optimistic.
You've
so
always
more
been
optimistic feels kind of like stupid almost.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say is I feel like this week showed that the optimism that any of us might have is legit, right? Like there's reason for it. It's not just this shit hasn't been a fluke. This team is for real in terms of they can make noise if we get healthy, dude. If we get healthy, dude, we don't even have Jalen Green still.
And one game, yes, but even that second game, he played what, one quarter? Like
right, exactly.
This team, and one of the toughest things I've had to adjust to is my hatred for Dylan Brooks.
Come on,
it's been easy for me.
But yeah, but you convert very easily.
Birds of a feather, I think, is what it is, man.
For me, this is back to 2021 vibes.
Yeah,
the vibes of this team is what has hooked me. You know, these guys are, everyone in this squad except for one player, and we'll talk about him later, are engaged in what we want to deliver, and it's a good feeling again in comparison to what we may have had over the last couple of seasons.
Agreed.
Before we finish and move on to players and so forth, that game today, we did talk about how they must be wrecked. They must be tired. Now, I know Denver were playing back-to-back as well, but even though they kept talking about the threes in the commentary, if you go back and have a look at how they finished up, 14 of 42 threes. So they hit 33% for the game, and Denver 22 of 38, much more efficient, 58%. But I just looked at that 14 of 42 and thinking, fuck, they must be wrecked. Nothing was going down.
Look, it's something that we'll probably talk about shortly because I know Justin's brought a stat for us to talk about later. But there is, I think that our cornerstone, our superstar, is copping a rough ride with our fans right now. Because in the games that we've struggled in, it's because we're not hitting those shots. Today was an example of that. The first half of the OKC game was an example of that. The only way for us to truly be able to, given the fact that we're a scrappy team and that's who we are now, that's our, and Justin, dare I say it, we have an identity. We're a scrappy team that is where that is who we are now. Even the OKC coach came out and went, fucking hell, they never stop. But if we can't spread the floor and hit those shots, it's going to make it really, really difficult for our better players to hit the scoreboard and keep us in games. And I think we saw that today. That 14 from, what'd you say it was, Nate?
14 from 42 today.
14 from 42, what, 20, below 30%.
3-pointers. What the fuck?
I don't mind shooting 42. We've just got to hit the shots. In the first half against Denver, we did. Second half, we didn't.
Is 42 that far? Is that absurd for us in terms of attempts? I feel like it's not. We've been kind of letting them fly, right?
I was just looking at it as a more of a, when you're tired,
like
you take
them
the
up when
easier
you're
shot.
shooting such a low percentage type thing.
Well, yeah, and then chucking them up rather than making more smart plays, rather than taking time or getting inside or looking for the midi, which we used to do. Now it's just three.
So the big thing for me is we're unfortunately doing this pod after a game that we performed really poorly against Denver, and we did chuck up some shit threes. But if we encompass the remainder of the week, it wasn't that as bad as we might have thought. For me, I think the team, particularly in the second half, were just tired. I'm going to excuse today completely and just wipe it and move on.
I
Right, like
that.
I did before the pod.
That's where I'm at.
It's one of those, I mean, and again, like you guys said, Denver was coming off of a back-to-back as well. They flew in, although they quite interestingly got in before us still. I think I heard EJ mention, or one of the guys, it was either EJ or maybe it was on the radio driving in, that they got in about 45 minutes before our flight got in last night. So even though we were flying home, we still got in after them. But, it's one of those things you can call it a schedule.
2 a.m. or something, they said.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I got home last night about 1 a.m. myself. I guess I could have ran into them at the airport, but
I'll give Vossi some credit for this one, because I've been complaining about this in our chat quite a bit. But how can Book be tied when Dylan Brooks has taken all the shots? That's fair. I get it. Nate, who was your MVP this week?
Look, I want to give a mention to Mark Williams, because the 3 games he played, he looked exceptional. And I think, like I said earlier, it's what we want to see. We want to see more consistently from him. We had a big sample size of games to look at this week. So looking at a 5-game stretch, I can't give it to him because he wasn't there for 2. So I'm going to give it to Colin. He gets my MVP as the most consistent performer all week. If you want to pull apart his games, San Antonio played 30 minutes, 15 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, a steal. Houston, 29 minutes, 16 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals. 33 minutes against SAC and OKC, both 21, 24-point games, 9 assists, 4 assists, 3 and 3. And even today, off the bench, 28 minutes, reduced role a little bit, 12 points, 2 assists, a steal, a block. He's just been there every game this week and contributed to the wins we did get and the close games. So Colin Gillespie gets my MVP for the week.
Justin.
It's hard to argue against that. I mean, I have to give it to Colin Gillespie as well. He, before the season started, I picked him on one of our episodes as the guy that I expected to take that leap. And he, yeah. I think they should be the fuck those guys this week. Oh, but I've got 2 special ones. But it's hard to argue with Colin Gillespie being the MVP this week. He stepped up. He got those first few starts right of his career here this week, and I mean the 3-point consistency is what I'm just loving from him. This week, 3 for 7, 3 for 6, 4 for 9, 6 for 11, 4 for 8 tonight. He's kind of hitting some of those strides that you see Grayson hit, right? When it looks like he can't miss. And I feel like it's very rare, especially with the Phoenix Suns, when we have a shooter who, like, when they get the ball and they take a shot, you're like, that looks like it's going in every time. The last time I can really remember, and I'm not saying I'm there with Colin Gillespie yet, but I'm saying he's creeping into that territory pretty quickly for me. And it's almost not even just the percentage, but it's the confidence with which he takes. But I think the last time I remember having that type of feeling about a Phoenix Sun was Steve Nash. And I know those comparisons have been out there. I know Steve Nash has been giving him some actual tutelage since he's a special advisor, but man, you can't say enough about what Colin Gillespie has done this week, over the past year plus. And one thing, and I'll give a shout out to John Bloom on this thought process here, because he said that when he kind of first thought, hey, we got something in Colin Gillespie's, even before he kind of started breaking out, but was when the folks he knows up at Denver were so unhappy about losing him. And obviously Denver, organization that does well with development, does well with their players, and they were very unhappy when they lost him. And we are seeing why here in Phoenix, especially here this week. So Colin Gillespie is my answer.
Jesus, it's like having Boyd on again.
How dare you?
You know what to expect getting Justin on here.
Yeah. You mean just in terms of length?
Hard to argue, mainly because, and same reason as Nate, the 2 games that Mark Williams missed. Otherwise, for me, it would have been Mark Williams. Quick question, though. We haven't had many really good centers at the Phoenix Suns. And during 2021, during the 21 run, we were talking about whether DeAndre Ayton might have been the best center that we've ever had.
Who?
Exactly.
I'm going to move on from that before I answer that. Given what you've seen so far, does Mark Williams have that capability of becoming the best center we've ever had in Phoenix?
It's way too early. Way too early.
No,
I said,
no,
does he have the capability?
Sorry. Thank you, Gavin. Sorry, it's been a long couple of days for me, guys.
Capability. He's got to prove he can stay on the court first.
Well, he pretty much has all season.
They're
The kitty gloves. Take the kitty gloves off. Let's see it for a full season.
Let's not take the kitty gloves off. We don't need to take the kitty gloves off. We can play Mark Williams exactly how we've been playing Mark Williams. That doesn't change whether or not he has the capability of potentially becoming the best Phoenix Suns center in history. I think he does, just because, if anything, since I mean, it's hard to say that there's a lot better than DA, and
there's not much competition, right?
Sorry, I'm like, now that I'm done, I don't have to defend his ass anymore. He was fucking garbage. He had no testicles, and if he grew a pair, we'd have at least one title, maybe two. So, yes, Mark Williams absolutely has the capability of becoming the best center.
I mean, who is it? Who is it now? Is it Mark West?
Oh, Jesus, man, who's this? I won't go into this. I won't go on a tangent. Actually, is it?
We did have a grandpa Shaq. I mean,
yeah,
we had Fat Shaq.
But you mean like you're talking like while he played for the Suns?
Yeah,
I've seen some great names in there. I was gonna say Amari. We're not talking Amari as a center, right? Amari
Boyd's thrown Amari, but Amari was not a center.
Then, I mean, God, who is like, how about this? Name another center besides Mark West and DeAndre Ayton that had like any impact on the team significantly.
I hate these games because I don't think there's an answer for it either.
Well, there's not for this. We've never had someone at center that has really had that impact. Mason Plumlee.
Joe Barry Carroll. Hot Rod Williams.
Oh, Hot Rods. That's
No. Can we stop talking about centers?
Yeah, moving right along.
Alvin Adams. Okay,
Alvin
that's
Adams.
Mm.
Okay. There.
Yeah, that's
Alvin Adams. Okay, but like, how about in anybody's lifetime here? You must have put eyes on them while they were still playing in order for.
How about in the time we were alive?
No, nobody else. Okay, moving on.
Nothing. Perfect.
I'm good with this.
Justin,
are we finally moving on?
Who this week would be your Marley Hustle nomination?
God damn it, dude. Start with Nate.
All right, Nate. Who would be your Marley Hustle nomination?
No, hold on. I'll say it. I'll go. Dylan Brooks. I'm just going to give the Dylan Brooks perpetually because if I don't have an answer, just because he's a dog.
That was Nate's call at the start of the year, and he's not nominated him once.
Oh, well, let's see. Here's your chance, Nate.
It was the rising of Jordan Goodwin and Colin Gillespie that just took the shine off of Brooks. But he is my Hustle Award winner this week. Again, on the consistency, and actually, he's fun to watch. He's just fun to watch. And with Colin Gillespie getting more of a prominent role, we come to expect to see a little more from him. So I'm going to give it to Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I'm changing my mind. I want to go a good one. Because, bro, how he's what, 6 foot, like 11 based on his rebounds, right? Yeah,
6'11" based on rebounds.
So that's enough for me. I'm changing my vote. America.
Here into the chat. I'm
I've never seen a guy lose so many friends so quickly. Maybe next to Hamo. Like, sorry, mate.
All right, I'm gonna move this along. I was going to go with Colin Gillespie, but I like the Jordan Goodwin thing for Marley Hustle this week. So let's go with Jordan Goodwin. He was fantastic this week. The sad thing is, when we actually get healthy, Jordan Goodwin's not going to see that much court time.
We'll see. Oh dear. I am impressed that he didn't show up to his own pod, but he's throwing all the curveballs in our chat today.
Let's keep going.
This Voida's jam. I blame myself because I'm so easily distracted by comments, and I think he's now realized it's everybody's kryptonite. Yeah. It's not even my podcast. I'm still over here looking at these goddamn things.
Nate,
how good were we?
Who needs to pull their finger out this week?
The same cunt as last week, little Dick Richards. Yeah, like seriously,
Stop! Without Boyd, we made it 31 minutes without a C-bomb. Well played, Nate.
Yeah, sorry. Not really.
31 minutes. That's it.
So he's had all the opportunity in the world with Mark Williams being out 2 games, and then today especially, he played 7 minutes. I think also had 33 minutes today as the starting centre, and Nick Richards earned 7 minutes, and he did fucking nothing with them. He went 0 of 2 from the field, did manage 3 rebounds, but turned the ball over once as well. You are not helping your trade value, buddy. You're not earning any minutes on the court with that kind of effort when you do get on. So pull your finger out. Voida, my God.
I want to make sure this gets on the audio version. At Darth Voida, if Richards was a Suns podcast, he'd be Suns Planet. Clip it.
Justin, who needs to pull their finger out this week?
Dude, it's Nick Richards. What? Okay, you guys answer a question for me, because my short-term memory shot. I don't know. It's all over. I'm going downhill rapidly over here. But now I'm not saying I remember Nick Richards being like a fantastic basketball player last year, but is he exponentially worse than he was last year? Or is it just me?
Yes, he is. 100%.
Do you remember when the trade went down?
Sorry.
When the trade went down, Suns fans were so excited that we'd gotten a center, and he came in
and we're like,
in his first game, he dominated. He was great in his first game with the Suns. Everyone was so excited, and ever since then, it has slowly but surely just dropped away the entire time. Even to the point where Suns Jam made him this amazing drop after his first game. They were so excited about it. Boyd was the most excited. He thought he was the greatest center of all time that had come to the Suns. The dude is fucking garbage. Like, DeAndre Ayton has better hands than Nick Richards.
I feel like Nick Richards found like a bunch of weed that Kevin Durant left in the locker room and just smokes it before every game because he's out there and he just looks like he's like, what's going on? What happened? There was like one today when he set his screen and inexplicably just like rotated with the guy coming through the screen and turned it into an offensive foul. And I'm like, well, why don't you just like stand? Like, you're there.
Just set a fucking screen. Why do you have to, like, he is the worst screener I've ever. DeAndre Ayton sets screens and doesn't move, like, just lets the person run
we don't
around
have to say
him.
his name, though.
Oh, sorry. That guy that used to play for us set screens but didn't move. Nick Richards just inexplicably walks into people and then they call an offensive foul and he goes like this. Huh? All right, I'll go.
You know,
it is fucking horrific. It is painful. please, Phoenix, just trade him anywhere. If it needs to be the Guangzhou Tigers, that's fine. Just do not put him on the court again. In saying that,
I don't know, but no, didn't you? Hold on, you heard about Pat Beverly, right?
Yeah, he punched up his sister or something.
Just making sure.
He's a massive flog. But we've all known that. We've all known he's a massive flog. I mean, he attacked Chris Paul from behind. You'll see the video later. I would rather go completely small ball with Dylan Brooks at the center than have to watch Nick Richards on the floor in a Phoenix Suns jersey.
Okay, I feel like we don't need to kick the guy anymore. We got to.
Yeah. So I imagine is that your pull your finger out as well, Gavin?
I say that. Yes, of course it is. 3 weeks running. He's just going to be an ongoing on repeat for me. Yes, we do need Malawach to develop, and same thing. We sit there and we watch the Twitter feed and we watch everyone talking. Malawach is not ready either. We can't put that dude on the floor. Offensively, he is just nowhere near it. But give him some time in the G League. I think he's got some upside. I think he can get there. But we don't need him on the floor now.
No argument here.
I think. Let's go to our record predictions. So currently the Phoenix Suns are 7th in the West, a record of 12-9. Nate, your predictions, 32 wins for the end of the year. Still there?
I told you I'm going to stick with that till Christmas.
Justin,
you're the schedule, right?
You're still sticking with it? Or do you not get to oh, sorry.
Look, I looked at it at the start of the season as what finishes in how many wins you need to get the 8th spot, how many wins you need to get the 10, and you're not getting to the 10 spot without 36. So you could see me change my mind come Christmas because I think we're better than a play-in team. But I'm not going to flip like you two. Well, not you because you're only here this week, but Boyd and Gav. He's flipping every week.
He's the pseudo Boyd. He has to defend Boyd's prediction very shortly.
61?
Yeah.
That's easy. They'll fucking win 64 games. Boom. No.
Boyd,
61.
Boyd, your prediction just changed. You're now 64 wins.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, yes, it's still. I do some quick math in my head. Make sure it's still mathematically possible. It is. All right, it's good.
I am sticking with 35, but I still think we're going to have moments like this week.
Yeah. So. And for what it's worth, I picked before the season. I think I picked 42 or 43. I think that's doable. Here's what I did say: is this team will win more games than the team did last year, and. What did we win last year?
36, wasn't it?
36, yep.
Yeah, I think we're well on the way there because and I think somebody said this, maybe it was one of you guys or in the chat, I'm not sure. But what this team has shown its ability to do is beat the teams that they are supposed to beat. And an interesting development in that regard is the teams that they are supposed to beat, I think, are increasing in number from where they were at the start of the season. So,
well, the West ain't as deep as some might have thought.
Well, there's a bit of a cliff that is right behind us right now in the West.
I'm sticking with 35. 35? Yeah, I'm sticking with 35. But you think sort of 41, 42, Justin?
Yeah, I was 42 or 43. I can't remember which one I was at. More than 41 because I specifically remember saying they will be better than a 500 team.
Okay.
And then I said 43, I think, because I was doing math poorly. Well, I mean, technically that's better than a 500 team, but more better than I thought I was aiming for.
More better. I like it. Okay, Nate, let's go back to our roots.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
So one of the topics in the chat this week that I decided on because Nate didn't send me a suggestion. Thanks, Nate.
Yep.
This is
True
your
story.
this is your goddamn fucking segment. You're supposed to send me the suggestions.
Should have spent more time in the chat.
We've got one of our Aussie Suns fans over there in the US this week. He sent some photos of the merch stand. So I'm going to ask you guys, and Justin, probably a little bit less for you, but I'm interested in the answer.
Okay.
If you're in the Sun Stadium, what one piece of merch do you just have to buy? Nate.
Well, I'm a perennial hat guy. So if I see a hat on a shelf and I like it, I got to buy another one. I don't think I've ever bought an order from the Suns shop without having at least 2 hats in the order. I've got one coming now. It's got 2 hats in the order. So that's probably the one to go. I used to be jerseys, but then, you only need about 20. So I probably don't need to buy another one at Dad's.
The last time you bought a jersey, it came with the numbers back to front anyway.
True. Yes. The good old Mikal Bridges 52. Mm-hmm. Good on the NBA shop. They iron the numbers on the wrong way.
It's from like the NBA, but with like the accent mark over the top, like shop. It's kind of like one of those.
It's from the ABN. The other thing you don't know about Nate was for about 4 years, whatever jersey he bought, that player ended up traded like a week later.
That's why I went back and bought the Nash jersey because there was no chance he was getting traded.
So you should buy a Nick Richards jersey, is what we're saying.
I'm not wasting $150 on that shit.
What number's on the JCU shirt?
This is the one we talked about last week, Marley.
It's 9. That's no fun. I was hoping it was 2. We might have seen a trade. Justin, what about you? If you walk into the merch shop, what is it that you just feel like you have to buy?
I don't know, because I feel like I don't have an answer to this, because if I did, I'd be like buying way too much shit because I go like to the games. But I mean, I'm a hat guy. I'm a jersey guy too, but I have a bunch of jerseys at this point. How about this? Like, let me see. Last time, here's what I got an answer, because it's something that I've wanted to buy, but I have not bought because it's so fiscally irresponsible. I refuse to buy it. And if you know me, that's saying something, because I'm not like,
that is saying something.
Yeah. So
usually if you see something, you go, yeah, I want it.
Right. I'm like, if I want it, I'll buy it and I'll face the consequences later. But the Suns sell a driver head cover that, yeah, it's dope. But it's like $150.
Oh, wow.
Right. I'm like, I'm sorry. That is completely unreasonable. Like, not even like in the realm of possibly being reasonable. So I guess maybe I want that just because it's unattainable, and that's okay. It's not unattainable, but it's fiscally shockingly irresponsible to purchase.
You could buy it. You just look at it and go, that's insane.
I'd be like, that was not, again, I'm not saying I'm the most fiscally responsible person. So if I would look at it and have a tinge of regret, that's not good. So, but I really want now. You know what's going to be fucked up, dude? Thank you. Now I'm going to go to the next game I'm going to buy it. That's what's going to happen now.
Just tell everyone you got it on special. Make it feel better.
I will.
It was 50% special Black Friday sale.
I do want to know though, like how is that possible? Like, what? I need to do a little more research into it. Maybe it's made of like it's filled with diamonds. I don't know.
Maybe they've labeled it wrong.
Maybe that would be. They're like, oh, it's supposed to be.
Do you actually look at your driver cover anyway? I mean, you take it off your driver at the start of a game, you throw it in the buggy basket,
funny, dude, is like
you put it back on at the end.
Right next to me. Here's my driver now. Yeah, that's right. I always have a set of clubs within arm's reach, just in case a game breaks out. So Nate, I look at it quite often. Thank you very much.
Yeah, right.
You did not expect that, did you, buddy?
Honestly, if you took it up and said, "Can you scan this and check the price?" It'll come back at $39.99, and you'll go, 6 months I've been not buying.
Like, this is bullshit. Although, did I tell you guys? I did one time buy like it's one of the City Edition jerseys, the Valley one, but not like the one that's back, but the one that was kind of in between, but not the turquoise one. But I got like an official one of those. But the only reason I did that was because I knew a guy that was working in the team shop, and he's like, "Hey, come over, I'll give you my team discount or like my employee discount." So I ended up getting it for like what it would cost for like a swingman jersey, which was dope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right. Okay. But otherwise I wouldn't do that. I don't know why I shared that story. Hopefully he doesn't get in trouble. not like I said it.
No one listens. No one listens to our podcast.
Nobody's. No. Hey, this isn't Sun's Planet, guys. Give yourself a little credit. I do feel bad
for the drive-bys tonight on Sun's Planet.
Poor Bruce and Kevin. Hey, such nice guys. Just
for the record, I cannot find this golf club cover in the
I don't know if
shop.
it's going to be online. It might only be. Maybe they stopped selling it. They're like, okay, nobody bought it. let's take it off.
No one's buying. It's only $40. We don't understand. Why won't anyone buy it?
It says $4,000 on it.
For me, it's a Valley jersey. I really, really want a Valley jersey. I never got one last time. I'm coming over in March, I think.
I've got a couple of extra day ones if you want one.
I was with you when I bought the Valley jersey, and I got Jay Crowder.
But they didn't have them. They didn't have them, and the only ones they really had was Jay Crowder, and that I didn't rate Jay Crowder that highly. No. Sorry, Jay. I know you watched the show, but I think you were overrated as an enforcer. I think you were full of shit. So
damn.
It's when I come back over, that's going to be the target jersey. Maybe up on level 2 where I can get it made myself. But
you know what? I'm looking at the comments over here. I feel like I don't have nearly enough Suns hoodies. That's something I have one.
I've got one too. It's the blue. It's the blue one.
I have the one that's like the Rugrats. So, the Rugrats logo.
Oh, really?
What's crazy is my oldest daughter has really gotten into thrifting. So I was at a thrift store with her like 2 weekends ago.
Nice.
Chelsea's No, what's it called? No, Buffalo Exchange. I'm talking about Chelsea's Closet. Chelsea's Kitchen. That's a restaurant. Jesus Christ, Justin. It's late. I haven't slept much. Buffalo Exchange, and I saw that like the Suns hoodie, the Rugrats one, and I feel like I was like, that's super random for it to be in a thrift store.
Cool. Yeah.
And I feel like the only time I bought that because I saw Adel Nader wearing it. Wow. So maybe it was his, huh? Maybe it was at the thrift store.
Maybe it would have been the first valuable thing he did for the Suns.
Donate to a thrift store.
Donate to a thrift store.
One of the two. All right. Sorry.
Monty's
going on.
Monty's son-in-law. Hey, gents.
And that's how it came to pass. The convict crew that tarred the plate factory roof in the spring of '49 wound up sitting in a row at 10 o'clock in the morning, drinking icy cold Bohemia-style beer. We sat and drank with the sun on our shoulders and felt like free men.
Who do you want to have a beer with this week, Nate? And what type of beer or drink would you have with them?
You know what? This is the one part I don't have anything written down for. After everything I drank last night, just the thought of having a beer right now still makes me feel ill. Dizzy's the easy answer. Yeah, give him the MVP for the week, given the performance he's had. He needs a break. He needs the time off to rest, drink a beer, and I want to see if he screws his face up when I drop the orange in the blue moon.
Blue Moon. All right.
Yes, Boyd and Gavin do not like the idea of the blue moon with orange.
No, it's fucking garbage.
I mean, you have very strong feelings about this, Gavin.
I do. It's garbage, Justin. Garbage.
I'm indifferent, so I'll allow you two to have your opinions. I won't interject further.
Well, you don't drink, so
exactly. That's why I don't have an opinion. So I'm gonna allow you two to go ahead.
Justin, who do you want to have who do you want to have a Diet Coke with?
I do Dylan Brooks, just because I want to talk to him and just be like, bro, I get it. I get you. You do weird shit and it's off-putting sometimes, but you're also adorable and lovable. And I feel like I share that with him. So I feel like we'd have a good conversation. Did you guys see the clip of him before the Rockets game, just standing there like staring at the Rockets for like a good few minutes? Fucking amazing, dude. That's like, I'm like, that guy's a lunatic. I would love to do something like that. So yeah, Dylan Brooks. I was impressed that he just stood there for that long.
I do remember that part actually right at the start of the game, right?
Right? It's just like, bro, just like
we brought this up on a previous pod when he did the same thing to one of the cheerleaders on an away game. She was standing in his spot at the tip-off, and he just stood there and he just stared at the cheerleader for minutes.
Well, that might be frowned upon in certain places.
Hey, that's a little more awkward.
He's doing it adorably.
It's adorable.
Yeah. He's I like to think that he's just an asshole with a big heart. Right? Because here's the thing, though, for all intents and purposes, everybody who is his teammate speaks beyond highly of him, right? So clearly he's doing something that's and I mean, just you can tell it from the vibes of this team as a whole. Clearly he does something right in the locker room, and shit, not even just this team. He's done it at every fucking location team he's been with in the NBA. Really, he's kind of set the tone. So, you can look at him from the outside and be like, that guy's an asshole, that guy's an irritant, that guy's a whatever. But inside that locker room, he's the kind of guy that everybody wants to have.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He's the dude that everybody wants. Can I 25-second anecdote. My youngest was playing in a soccer tournament one time, got taken out, right? And she's like crying, and it happened right in front of me. She's crying like it was a pretty dirty tackle in my estimation. One of her teammates comes over and just goes, child's name. I almost said it. I was close. What number was it? And I was just like, oh. I just want to go and like fist bump that kid. I'm like, all right, my kid's good. She's taken care of. Like that's the type of teammate everybody needs, whether you're at that time, they were like 9. Crazy, right? 9 or 29, 39, whatever. That's somebody that you need to have. Like everyone needs somebody like that to have their back in all walks of life, I think. So the fact that
last year's team did not have that.
We didn't have that at all. Not even like close. Like I'm not going to rant about last year's team.
Yes, you are.
With a big heart.
But we love you. So based on this, I just want to have a beer with John Voider just to tell him he's an asshole, but I love him.
I just did. Can we ask him why he was having espresso martinis tonight?
Yeah, that's not beer, John. Be better. Espresso martinis is not a good choice. You need to be better. My beer this week is going to be with don't do it. No, I'm not going to do that one.
This is quality viewing.
Shut your face, Nate. What's wrong with you? My beer this week is going to be with Bill Simmons. I just want to ask him about how his comments are going from the start of the season. We can sit there, chat over the beer. I could try and find out what bet he made with Matt Ishbia and find out when he's going to pay up because we were going to be 29th in defense this year, Bill?
30th, I thought he said.
30th, 29th, 30th. How's that working out for you, Bill? Considering we're 5th. I just really enjoy sitting back, having a beer with you and discussing how you fucked up again.
Actually, can I change my beer to Jake so I can ask him what the fuck he was thinking?
Yeah, no, that's probably good. Jake,
Okay.
why did you destroy Twitter for us, for everyone?
I have 87 different group chats. Nobody wants to be in any of them.
Thanks to Jake. Speaking of
fuck that guy.
Who made you sit back this week? Outside of Jake, who made you sit back this week, Nate, and say, you know what, fuck that guy?
Well, it happened 5 times this week, and Voida nailed it with his chat comment earlier. It's the NBA scheduler guy. Whoever the fuck that guy is, fuck him. Because, yeah, this was a long fucking week, and he just drained our boys. So fuck him, and not in a good way.
I mean, we don't know, not in a good way. We assume not in a good way.
We definitely assume not in a good way. Justin, who made you sit back this week and go, you know what, fuck that guy?
Byron School and Albert Sanders Jr., because those two motherfuckers continue to ruin basketball. I have no idea how the officiating in the NBA continues to get worse and worse and worse and worse, but it does. And can you also explain to me, like, how do certain players get away with certain shit with zero repercussions? Like, let's talk about the fact that Ryan Dunn is out right now. Why is he out right now? Because of Rudy Gobert. Do you guys know what play I'm talking about? The one when
yeah.
So Dunn goes up for a block. Gobert blocks, or a dunk, excuse me. Gobert blocks it, but puts his arm extended into Dunn's chest, which causes Dunn to go back like this. He goes flat on his back. It was a terrifying fall, actually, during the game. And that's ultimately what caused him to sprain this wrist, right? Oh, mind you, during that game, because we were down much of that game, there was this Timberwolves fan that was like 3 rows in front of me. And he was obnoxious, which is fine, dude. Like, be obnoxious. You're a fan. That's fine. But when Dunn was down, he's standing up clapping. And that was my moment. Like, I had a moment where I go, hey, what the fuck are you clapping about? He's hurt. And the dude stopped, didn't turn around or anything. But like, that kind of shit continues in the NBA. And I'll say this too. I'm not even just talking about the Suns. Like, you can see the shit across the board with all teams, all fans. You've got players complaining about it. This will be shocking to hear, I think, coming from me. But I was watching some of the Bucks-Knicks game recently, and Giannis was just getting fucking mauled, and there would be nothing. It's mind-blowing. And can we also talk about the fact that this has now happened twice this season, where the Suns have had points completely taken off the board because a player was out of bounds?
Oh my God, yeah, the start of the game today. Jeez.
Yeah. Can we talk about how that's literally not allowed in the fucking rule book?
Apparently it is now.
No, it's not.
I did bring this up. Apparently, it's the Max Strus rule.
What does that even mean? It's like,
apparently it happened with Max Strus, so they changed the rules.
No, but point in the rule book where it is, because I guarantee you it is not
Someone
there.
told me where it was, but
there's no. But here's the thing. Okay, now tell me if this is what you're talking about. Yes, I agree with that, Voida. We'll talk about that too. The replay center can look and determine whether something is properly scored a 2 or a 3. What the rule does not allow is for the replay center to look and take points off the board. Because if you think about it, if that was something that was allowed, that's like reviewing a non-call, if you ask me, right? So if it's not in the rule, how is it allowed? Is that what you're talking about, the Max Strus rule, or is it something different?
Well, I brought it up in the Suns Jam chat, and someone went, it's now allowed. They can look at whether or not they stepped out of court.
Oh, so that then you must be right. That sounds like fucking foolproof. Yeah.
I love this segment. It can just go in so many different ways. Actually, what we're talking about,
I'm like, here's what the
fans.
rule book says, and Gavin's like, I was in this chat. I was in this, somebody said it. I'm
What
not
was
sure
I
who.
thinking? Bringing a lawyer in.
Oh, but by the way,
There you go. It can be overturned. Max Struess rule is in the book since
no, but
2020.
okay. Hold on. Let's talk about this. Hold on. Give me a second here, because if he's talking about what I believe he's talking about, then that would be, give me a moment, because I'll cite the rule fucking for you if we really want to go down this path. You make me do this.
Hey, we're here now. We may as well go down the path.
Welcome to the rabbit hole, ladies and gentlemen.
I love a rabbit hole.
I tweet way too much. Here it is. Rule number 13, section 1B, subsection 1. Instant replay can be allowed. Instant replay can be used when the replay's center official is not reasonably certain whether a successful field goal was scored correctly as a 2-point or a 3-point field goal during the first 46 minutes of regulation or the first 3 minutes of any overtime period. Okay? So whether it's correctly scored as 2-point or a 3-point field goal. Tell me where that allows a decision to be made whether a field goal should be allowed, period. It doesn't. This is the plain language of what it says, is what I'm saying. So unless there's another place in the rule book, which there is not, where it says, or we can decide whether or not a field goal should be allowed at all, then that's not accurate that it's in the rule book. I believe that's what they're referring to when we say the Max Struess rule. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe I am. And unless and until somebody points me to a place in that rule book where it says that points can be taken off the board, I will stand by my position.
This is usually where Gav will just turn Boyd off.
No, that makes sense.
Turn me off
Boyd,
too, right?
I turn Boyd off when he doesn't make sense. What's
You know what it didn't affect is the outcome of the game. We still lost.
No, it certainly didn't. No, absolutely, it did not. But here's the thing: is like rules exist for a reason. Enforce them as they're written. It's not that fucking hard, right?
That's their job, right?
Right. And
So
if the intent of the rule is for it to be, if the intent of the rule is to allow for it to be, to have points taken off, then that's what it's saying.
It's a rule.
But now, shouldn't they then be able to look at every single fucking play and see if somebody steps out somewhere and then they just turn the possession over and take points off? I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. So anyway, rulebook says what the rulebook says. Does not allow it. The NBA referees have done it twice.
Well, I think, and I think this is a good point, right? If that's the case, if they're able to review those pieces, why can't they just review calls and go, you know what, you were wrong?
Just go with robo refs while we're at it.
Robo refs.
That ref with the mustache and the really elegant voice, the charismatic one, he should be the only one that's allowed to communicate the challenges ever. He makes some bad decisions a pleasure to watch.
He really does, and you know he's a Phoenix native. Went to St. Mary's High School, as a matter of fact.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Yeah, which actually seems to make him kind of like do one of those things where it's like, I better make sure I fucking be extra asshole-ish to the Suns so nobody thinks I'm biased, because he's terrible. Actually,
how good would it be if he was on with EJ and K-Ray, though?
Kennedy's not that bad. Dude, see, this is exactly the rule that I literally just said as the 43-minute point right there brings up, and again says nowhere in that rule that points can be taken off the board. 2 or 3. It can determine whether it's 2 or 3. The intent of that rule is clearly whether or not a player's foot is on the 3-point line. Has nothing to do with the end line, the sideline.
I'm going to change my fuck that guy to Justin.
You are wrong. What?
Well, don't worry.
Team in general is just a hard-playing group of individuals. That's how they are built. That's how they're wired. That's what they do on a day-to-day basis.
Come on, let's go, lock in.
Be as aggressive as we can all night long for 48 minutes.
Let's change pace, shall we? Up next for the Phoenix Suns, after a 5-game week, we only have a 2-game week. This week we have, and apologies to our US viewers, but obviously Australian terms. We play the Lakers Tuesday at 2 p.m. and then we play Houston on Saturday at 12 p.m. What's our record this week going to be, Nate, in those 2 games?
Yeah, I don't see us taking 2 W's. I'd like to be more optimistic. Although I wouldn't be surprised if we took the Houston one. I think the Lakers are proving to be quite a difficult team to beat. Going in every game, I think the next 6 games or something are all away games coming up. So it's going to be a hell of a road trip. I'll go 1-1.
Justin?
2-0.
I'm going 1-1 as well. I think we beat the Lakers because this slump that everyone thinks Devin Booker is in, he gets to come up against DeAndre Ayton. And we know sure as shit that motherfucker's getting pick and rolls with DA all day long. So if you're betting on your multis, 40+ book, load it up.
Well done.
And let's be honest, even if the switch doesn't happen, he's up against Luka. Like, he's never defended in his life. 1-1 for the Suns this week. Okay, so we're going to wrap up with what else happened this week. There's a couple in here for you, Justin, and then I know you've got one for us. This is let's make this a little bit more rapid fire. Nate, what do we do with Nick Richards?
Trade him?
Oh, man. I'm happy he said that. I thought it would be worse.
we could drain him too.
That sounds better, actually. I mean, it depends who you're asking, I guess. Next question.
Justin, what do we do with Nick Richards?
I have to answer it. I mean, maybe I don't teach him how to play basketball better. Can we do that? No, like, can we? Maybe he feels too much pressure when like he comes in because like Mark Williams has been so awesome, so he's trying too hard. I don't know, dude. Like, get him a sports psychologist because we need, average center Nick Richards that we had last year. Not,
That'd be okay. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Everyone's being too nice. I would string him up by his testicles. And have people of Phoenix throw rocks at him. Does
that was the worst thing I was thinking earlier. Rapid fire, Nick. God, why do you keep calling?
Does Dizzy Gillespie solve the point guard issue that everyone is so obsessed with, Nate?
For now, yeah. I don't think anyone could argue how well he's going, and just hearing him openly say, I want to stay in Phoenix, it's just a nice change to hear. Does it solve the problem? Was there a problem? I mean, Book still looks pretty comfortable as the ball handler.
He's had a lot of turnovers this week, but yeah.
Well, and I guess that's kind of the question is how do you define the? I'm such an asshole. What a fucking lawyer asshole. So I think part of the issue here is, okay, how do you define the point guard problem? Because do we have a serviceable point guard? Yes. Do we have somebody that's a better than a serviceable point guard? I think, yeah. I mean, Colin Gillespie, he's shown that he's very capable. Now, if you're saying the point guard problem is we don't have somebody that we're going to start at point guard as a point guard to start,
that's the Suns,
because you still can't have Colin, like when Jalen Green's back, when Grayson Allen's back, you're not having Colin Gillespie start, right? When Jalen Green's back, you're certainly not having Colin Gillespie start. So the only way you don't have a point guard problem anymore, if that's the way you look at it, is by not having Jalen Green or Devin Booker on the team, I think. Because otherwise, those two guys are your starting backcourt, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you define the problem that way. But I think it solves it because it gives us somebody that is a capable ball handler and scorer off the bench, which I think was more problematic than somebody to start rapid fire.
We may have last year expected more from the guy coming off the bench that we probably expected the outputs of what Disney's giving us this year from Tyus Jones last year.
Yeah.
And it just has not happened, right? So
and will not happen because he's gone.
And will not happen because he's gone. he's in Orlando, and I don't even know if he's playing.
It's their problem now.
Give me a way too early reaction, Nate. Is there any major moves that you want the Suns to make now?
I mean, sure, but how?
No, forget how. It's a way too early reaction. Just fucking throw it out there. Let's go big.
I actually don't. I'm liking what I'm not. No, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing from the team. It's actually fun to watch. I didn't think they were going to be fun to watch this year, and they are actually fun. And I mean, the only big swing is start throwing players on the trade market to get another superstar or a big name.
It doesn't have to be big. It's just like way too early. Let's fuck this person off.
Well, we've got to fuck Nick Richards off.
Okay.
I don't think there's anyone else on the team that we particularly hate at the moment.
Oh, no. Yeah. We'll wait till we get to me. Justin.
I forgot the question. What? Oh, major move? I mean,
just anything right now.
Sure. Do I have to tell you what it is? Can we trade Nick Richards for like a better backup center?
Third string.
Right. Like you said, we didn't
have. Do you want a second string or a third string? Right. Are you happy with Oso as the second string?
Oh. No, I don't think so. It depends on the day of the week, frankly. Here's what I'll say. I think that I can eventually become more comfortable with Oso in that role because I think he was like in Nick Richards territory the first 10 games or so of the season. And he has seemed to start maybe not figuring things out, but he doesn't look nearly as lost. And I guess that means he's starting to figure things out a little bit. So if Oso can continue to develop that kind of that confidence, I mean, his passing ability isn't something that you can really, argue against, right? It's there. He just needs to be better. And if he can improve, I guess I wouldn't be completely against it. It would be my preference, no, because I think Oso's a 4. I mean, it's like calling Amari a 5, right? Not to compare the two, but I mean, just in terms of like that concept. So yeah, did I answer the question?
Yeah, I don't think you understand the rules of rapid fire, but yeah.
Look, man, I said yes, and he waited for more, so I gave him more. That's his fault.
For me, mine is, well, obviously I want Nick Richards to never, ever go near the fucking court again. Outside of that, Nigel Hayes-Davis, cut that motherfucker, get him out of Phoenix. There is so much talent currently that is sitting out there not signed in an NBA team on a minimum contract. Fuck Nigel Hayes-Davis off and go and bring something in.
And I think they're all okay. I won't rapid fire.
Talk to me.
I was going to say, I think we've got to be getting close to the conversation of why is okay. When I say we, I mean internally within the Suns with like the coaching staff, they've got to be close to having the conversation of should Rasheer Fleming be getting these minutes over NHD? Because I think all of the fans are already there. If you weren't, I think that corner 3 that Rasheer hit tonight should have clinched it because he took a shot with confidence. He made it. And we've seen we've seen flashes from him. And we've seen 0 flashes from Nigel Hayes-Davis. He won was he a EuroLeague MVP? Do I remember this correctly?
There is he did. There is those players that are amazing at the second level. But
right. No, and I get that. I just wanted to make sure I understood that he was even that good at the second level, and I wasn't misremembering that, because watching him play, I still find that very difficult to believe. Was it wasn't like one of those sub leagues or something? Anyway, look, man, he doesn't have it. He's a funny dude. I appreciate his wittiness with his little fucking clips with the Suns. Like, hey, Mom,
he's hilarious.
I do
right,
this.
Dude.
Fantastic. Love it. Good vibes guy. I can tell. Guess what? I'd be a good vibes guy too. I'll do it for half the price.
Mom, we won. Mom, we won. Can we buy a puppy? Yeah, great. It's hilarious. Well done. But you can't play basketball for shit.
In the NBA.
I only just realized you put this in the agenda.
In the NBA. In the NBA.
Rapid fire.
That was probably a bit harsh. Justin, this is for you. Why do the NBA referees hate us?
Can I say I'm almost starting to wonder if it's my fault at this point. Like, maybe I've been too harsh on Twitter with my criticism, and they're just like, look, fuck this guy. They have a podcast once a week. They're like, who's your fuck this guy? And it's like, that so says Jay again. Let's fuck the Suns because of him. No, I actually have a different theory on why it is, but it involves.
Is it Robert Sarver?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There might be another theory that I have too that I will share with you guys, not on air. But it's kind of tied to the Robert Sarver thing. But I do think that there is still bad blood in the league from that. Because look, man, there's okay. I was gonna say with very much very affirmatively that that's a good one. Very affirmatively that the Suns get officiated differently than the other teams, and maybe that's 100% accurate, but I don't think we could actually objectively show that. But what we can say is officiating is still terrible, and maybe that's just what it is, and maybe part of it is Devin Booker. If we're being honest, he's kind of a prick to referees sometimes, and maybe that rubs them the wrong way, and it shouldn't. Because these guys shouldn't be in their fucking fields because they're getting paid.
That's right.
Have we gone over how much referees get paid?
No,
these dudes get paid. Minimum NBA ref is making $250,000 a year, dude. Some of these guys are making upwards of $600,000-$700,000 a year to be NBA referees. Like, you shouldn't be missing shit when you're making that kind of money.
It is more for me. For me, it's more the inconsistency of the call, right?
Yeah, agreed.
So I don't care what you call; just call the same shit at both ends.
Fair,
right? And this goes all the way down to what I do with local domestic basketball. Call the same shit at both ends. I'm okay. I don't care if it's wrong. Just call it the same.
100%. I'm with you. I would 100% accept that, because then you could at least argue that you're right somehow if you're calling it consistently.
Hey, I called the same call down there. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, I think
I fucked that up too.
That's the biggest problem. All right, here's one I'm going to throw at you that I didn't warn you about.
I didn't actually read the agenda for any of this.
Yeah, me neither. So cool. I glanced at it.
You know better than us, right? So you've been around there, you know why. The NBA season goes for a fucking long time. 82 games spread over a long period of time. Why are back-to-backs a thing in the NBA? Why do teams have to play twice in 2 nights? Like, particularly now, in today's day and age, I get it in the Jordan era and no one gave a fuck and everyone kept playing. But one of the things the NBA focuses on now is people sitting out the second game of a back-to-back for load management and blah, blah. You're talking about a 7-month period. What the fuck are they playing back-to-backs?
I'm guessing there has to be some tie to travel, something with traveling in there. I have no idea. in theory, wouldn't need it. Filling TV time, I have no clue, man. Like you don't.
Okay.
I guess you're right. You don't. You in theory don't need them. You could, in the very least, you could cut like 16. The Suns are playing this year, 16 back-to-backs. That means almost half of their schedule is a back-to-back. That's fucked up if you think about it.
I look at this week, right? We played, as you said, you even extend it further. We played 6 games in 9 days. Next week we play 2 in 9.
Yeah.
Why can't that be spread out more?
And excuse me, and you have to take into account there's, certain days where they don't have any games and stuff. But yeah, it seems like you could, in the very least, significantly cut down on the number of back-to-backs. But I
maybe 2 or 3.
I would have to conclude that it has to do something with the ability to put these games on TV and when they're supposed to be on TV. Because
it has to be because what is saying arena scheduling, we could almost takes precedent.
It's like the Spurs rodeo road trip every year, right?
I don't get the fact that we're playing 16 back-to-backs, and I don't get the fact that the Suns. Hey, as somebody in Australia who loves watching Suns play basketball, it's great that we played 5 games in 9 days, but now I've got 2 in 9 days.
Yeah, what am I doing with all my time?
It just, to me, does not make sense. But anyway, Nate, comment?
Nope, no comment. I thought you were going to go down the whole short.
This is your baby. Talk to me.
Who, Paul? I see Paul in there. Me.
Nate.
This is Brightside Night. It's not my baby. This is
your part to talk
This is
about.
the brainchild of Dave King, and doing our part to help advertise it. So go on to suns.com, and I think it's suns.com//brightside and buy a ticket for a kid.
What is Paul doing in that picture?
What is Paul doing?
It's $30 US. If you can spare it, think of the children.
I agree. No, you should like Nate says, go to brightsideofthesun.com. Yeah, it's $30 per ticket. There are incentives if you donate more. Incentives that are probably more incentivizing to people who are local, because it's like getting to go to a pregame meet and greet with a Suns front office member. TBD, I believe. But it's a great cause. This is, I believe, the 10th of these. Dave King's Brightside Night. If you're a Suns fan, you knew Dave King, Dave King, you've read Dave King, you've heard Dave King. He's fucking fantastic human being, one of the best people I've ever met. And I think John Voida is doing a fantastic job carrying on his legacy with Dave King's Brightside Night. The Suns are doing a fantastic job supporting it, and I know that some significant folks are also aware of and lending support to it. I won't get into too much detail there. I'll let Voida talk about that if and when it's appropriate to do so. But if you can donate to what's a fantastic cause, giving underprivileged youths around Phoenix the chance to go to their first Phoenix Suns game, again, brightsideofthesun.com, go do it, please.
Yeah, and
I actually did it through the Suns website, but
it's $30. So for especially our guys here in Australia, it's $30. Yes, we don't get to attend the game as such, but we get to support a fantastic charity type setup that allows people to attend the games and support a fantastic cause in honor of somebody who, and let's be honest, most of the guys in our chat, we are well aware of who Dave King is, because he kept us engaged with the Phoenix Suns for many, many years. So $30 US, you can get in there. You can go and watch a Suns game. And as Voida said, you can give the gift of Suns misery to a child. But honestly, half of those kids probably would just love to attend a game, and you could support that. So
probably all of them, really, not just
probably all of them.
Geez, Gavin, you really want to sell it. Send kids that might want to be there to a game. But
I'm assuming the ones that have really gone through the pain are going to go, you know what? No, I don't want to go. And then that will go to other children, I guess. I don't know.
So let's stop talking about giving things to other children.
I should stop.
Nate, still there.
Nate, last comments. Where do we find you?
At Nicky's Falcon on the socials, and probably feeling very sorry for myself for the next couple of hours still.
Hard done, mate. Get yourself a scotch or vodka and orange.
Yeah, hair of the dog is looking more and more likely.
Kick back into gear, my friend. Justin, pump up your pod.
Where
do we find you? Last comment.
So says Jay, our pod is Fanning the Flames. You can find us on Twitter at Fan the Flames NBA. At Dervish of the World, one of my podcasting boys, at Dan Duarte 1, I think. I always forget Dan's, is my other podcasting homie. And we've got a YouTube channel. You can go there, check it out, look at our handsome faces, all that good stuff. And you can find us on brightsideofthesun.com. Yada, yada, yada. I love this team. I love Colin Gillespie. I love Devin Booker. Devin Booker's gonna be just fine too. I'm just gonna say that.
I feel like we have this Devin Booker conversation every year at the start of the year, and then he becomes Devin Booker again. But anyway, at Aussie Suns Fans on Twitter, at Aussie Suns Fans on YouTube, at Aussie Suns Fans on Facebook, at Aussie Suns Fans on Instagram. But Boyd runs that account. Be very careful. Be very careful about what gets posted there. That is Boyd. Just to make that very, very clear. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Justin, thank you for jumping on and supporting us.
Good to see you again, man.
Same, boys.
Always a pleasure. Do you know the great thing about when Justin jumps on the Aussie Suns Fans podcast? No matter what, at the end of it, I go inside and I sit there and think to myself, you know what? Today, we were not there to fuck spiders. See you next week.
Pierre Cardin. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the valley, it ain't nothing but a